Fungi. When I say the word fungi or fungus, you probably pictured these umbrella-shaped organisms in this photograph. But just as the other kingdoms you studied, fungi are diverse in their appearance and habitat. They serve important roles in ecosystems by decomposing the wastes and remains of other living things. Now, most fungi share several important characteristics, including they are eukaryotes, they have cell walls, they are heterotrophs that feed by absorbing their food, and they reproduce using spores. Fungi can range from tiny unicellular organisms to very large multicellular organisms. However, the cells of all fungi are surrounded by cell walls, and all, except for the simplest form of yeast, the cells of a fungi are arranged in structures called hyphae. Hyphae are thread-like tubes that make up the bodies of multicellular fungi. They are actually tiny threads of cytoplasm surrounded by a plasma membrane and covered by a cell wall. The hyphae of a single fungus typically branch out as they grow, forming an interwoven underground mat called mycelium, which functions as the feeding structure of a fungus. Fungi cannot run or fly in search of food, but the mycelium is able to grow rapidly, even as much as 1 kilometer a day. There is actually a fungus in Oregon that scientists have estimated to be 2,400 years old and is one of Earth's oldest and largest living organisms. This fungus has an enormous mycelium that measures over 5 kilometers across and spreads throughout 9 square kilometers of forest. That's larger than 1,600 football fields. Now, fungus reproduce by releasing large numbers of spores. Spores are tough reproductive cells that are spread by water or wind and can withstand unfavorable conditions for long periods of time. When the conditions do become favorable, the spores can germinate and grow into new fungi. Fungi actually produce millions of spores, more than ever could survive. So actually, only a few spores will fall where conditions are just right for them to grow. Fungi produce spores in reproductive structures called fruiting bodies. Fungi, such as mushrooms, have caps, and these caps are the fruiting bodies that produce the spores. In other fungi, such as mold that grows on bread, fruiting bodies are tiny stalks that grow upward, and at the tip of each stalk contains a spore. There are 3 major groups of fungi. These include the sac fungi, club fungi, and zygote fungi. Sac fungi produce spores and structures that look like long sacs, and these are the largest group of fungi, and they include yeasts, morels, and truffles. Zygote fungi produce very resistant spores, and this group includes many common fruit and bread molds. And club fungi produce spores in tiny club-like structures, and this group includes mushrooms and puffballs. All right, that's the end. It is time to show what you know.